Hey guys, Dakota here. Those of you that know might not know, I just had a match on Saturday. Today is Monday. So I'm just thought I'd make this video. It's kind of a little bit of post-match, what I would do after a match to kind of recover everything. Now, after a match, you use your fast twitch fibers, you use, tendons, muscles, everything pretty much kind of, and you shock it all. So I think afterwards it's important to get a lot of blood in it, very lightweight, just kind of do it that way. I think of it as just a system. So I usually start finger and I work my way kind of inwards to kind of get blood flow in a sense. So the first thing that I do is I usually have been trying to hit PRs for my match. So I come and I unload all my weight. I'm not going to show you guys, but I got 5 pounds on there plus whatever it weighs. So I probably got 6, 7, maybe 8 pounds on there. And like I said, I kind of start and work my way in. So the first thing that I'm working on is hand. So there's 2 ways I sometimes do this. If I have this, I will literally just grab and do some squeezes. And I will do a lot of reps, guys. I don't always count reps, but I go until I get a pump in my hand. I'm not going to go until I get a pump in my hand for the length of the video purposes, but yeah. Or the other thing I will do is I'll rice bucket. When I rice bucket, it gives me the same kind of hand pump. It's a little less down here, but a little more in the hand, but different, but the same in my opinion. I have my trusty little rubber band. Now, one thing I will do is I will give it a wrap around my thumb like this, and I'll just rep out the thumb. And if it's not tight enough, I'll go tighter. But again, I want to work my way down, so I'll start with my hand, work into my thumb. Another way you can do this, if the band's up high, you can do the same thing and put pressure into the thumb this way, but you'll get a nice thumb pump. Also, for the purpose of this video, I'm showing with my right arm. I will do both arms. My super match was left arm, so I'll definitely be doing this with my left arm. Yeah, and so those are kind of the things I do for my hand to begin with. Another thing I do, again, very lightweight, guys, working, is I will get into my setup, but I'll actually have the weight set in the opposite direction, and I will just kick it backwards. I don't know why I find this movement just kind of enjoyable and relaxing, and I feel it here. I'm not really working on elbow movement, but just kind of pulling everything in the wrong direction in a way, really. So you can do it like this, or if you want some elbow movement, you can move your elbow while you do it. Well, I don't know why, but that just feels so good to me. I love doing it. It's one little thing I like to do. Then go back over here, get all set up and everything, and just ever so slight side pressure. Usually after a match, my side pressure's sore. I know it's something that I need to work on, so it's something I have been working on, but I still got a ways to go. But again, and I'll just sit here and just like this and just pump it out until I get, a pump in my arm. Same with all the other ones. Just wanted to go slow to kind of show. So we started here. We've worked our way down. We're working on the insides. So this part first. So now that we've done some side, we can incorporate some cup into that and just kind of cup ourselves in. I put the fat grip on sometimes to do this if I want. You don't have to, it's not necessary. But again, very little reps, just kind of feel it all in here. Another way you can do this is you can actually isolate your cup. Do it this way. Some people prefer having the isolated cup just to get a pump. I don't see that big of a difference either way. Now, kind of got a pump on everything in here, elbow, inner forearm, all this. I think that's good, personally. So what I do now is I switch to my bottom pulley and I start working the other side of the arm. So the first thing I'll do is I'll do my rise. I just get in the habit of wrapping this. You don't have to do it like just with this weight. Like you can just grab it like this, because especially the way my pulley system is, but I just am in a habit of doing it. And yeah, guys, you're kind of seeing it. All I'm doing, ton of reps. And I'll just sit here and rep it out, working on the rise integrity and everything. And if I were doing this, I don't do one arm at a time. I'll just go back and forth, so you can see me. And then I'll do the same thing left arm, just kind of rep it out. If you're feeling sore or anything like that, I do recommend with the low weight sometimes dropping it all the way and pulling it back up. Just kind of seeing how that feels. But for the most part, you can just go like this, not a big deal. Then to kind of go with that kickback again, I get set up in that Michael Todd style pronation, and I just run everything backwards. I move my elbow, kick it all outwards, just kind of pump it outwards. Now, I used to do this with way heavier weight after, like 25 pounds, but I noticed it's a little too much. But I think 5 is a little light. Honestly, you could probably go 10-ish and just pump it out. But yeah, more blood than anything. So yeah, I do that. Then I just do normal thumb style pronation. But when I do this, I really get my thumb set in place. And then I wrap it around and I'm set. The whole time I'm doing this, I'm kicking with my thumb. Now that I already got a thumb pump earlier, once I get the pump again from doing that, I grip. And then same thing, kind of working it through the thumb, really little kicks. You can just straight pronate, you can kind of back towards you and pronate a little bit, whatever helps you get that pronation pump. Sometimes I'll just stand on my tiptoes and go in this direction too, just hit it in a different way, kind of rise and pronate at the same time. Lastly, this is a little long, I can grab it as well, but I just keep my elbow off of the pad and I'll just hammer curl it. Again, guys, I always think I like to work things in a direction. So I started here, I went down to here, then I went back up, I went to here, I went back into pronation and everything. Then with the hammer curl, I come work into this. And so now I'm doing that. I'll start by just hammering normally, and then I'll kind of push up a little bit while I'm doing it to incorporate the front delt and shoulder. Go up a little bit. That's kind of all I do on the table. If I feel other things are sore, like I love this wall for the specific reason of being able to get my arm stretches in. Sometimes I'll just sit here like this. I'll come over like this and do all my stretches. Have been setting up a little area so I can do push-ups. I can do my morning stretches, have lots of space. Yeah, guys, I think stretching is super important. I always stretch. I try and stretch almost every morning. I make it a habit to get my stretches in. The blood flow, I think, is super important for recovery. Blood flow is recovery important, also generally important. I think stretching should just be a daily habit. A lot of people say you want to be tight for arm wrestling. I do agree with that to an extent, but I also think that stretching is important. And yeah, guys, anyways, blood flow, just these slow movements to get everything moving. Not only does this help your blood flow, but it's just another brain training exercise. The more you train the brain to do something, the more you can sit here and work it and be confident in the movements. If you sit here and do this 1,000 times, when you're arm wrestling somebody and you need to make that movement, it comes naturally instead of feeling awkward. When I'm sitting here with side pressure and pushing, you know, I know that pressure and I can push and incorporate it in there. And it comes back to the whole practice how you play, guys. I have this elbow pad. You know, I work on it lots. I sit here, I kick back. Watch my match with Ryan Bousseray. I get left arm. I go top roll to here. Then I get into a hook, and I bring my elbow forward to the pad. Then I roll this way and push forward. That's because I play on this pad so much that I just understand where it is without needing to know where the end is. I can just feel it. And then when I incorporate these movements, I get blood flow, I recover, but I also mentally train where I need to be. Super important, guys. If you really like these videos on the table, I do hope to keep doing more of them. I'm kind of going back and forth between my lives on my computer, the podcast, these training videos, and I'm just want to keep getting stuff out for you guys. You know, I really appreciate all those who watch, go out of their way to do this, and it means a lot. And I hope you guys like and subscribe if you enjoy. Tell a friend, you know, tell someone new. Help me get to 500 subs so I can keep getting that snowballing. But anyways, guys, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.